Siesta Sand Live. Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.
Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I'm your host, Natalie Gutwein. Guess who I have today? Larry Frankel, the photo bomber, the Siesta Photo Bomber. You are really going to like his story. It's kind of crazy, so stay tuned.
The next segment is brought to you by the Judy Berger team, part of Sotheby's International Realty. Whether a buyer or a seller, you'll be delighted with their service. And by Altez Vacations. It's the perfect place to go to find that perfect place to rent.
Welcome to Siesta Sand Live. I am here today with Larry Frankel. Larry has a very interesting story. As you can see, he's the Siesta Key Photo Bomber. You are everywhere. Can you tell us how you got started with all of this?
Sure. So first of all, thank you so much for having me here. This is so fun. So it's a long story. In a nutshell, I'm a runner, and I've been a runner my whole life. I do an 8K every day on the beach here at Siesta Key.
You're a former Marine, right?
I'm a former Marine. I'm from Philadelphia originally. And like I said, I've always been a runner, even back in the day when I was in the service. Was doing 3-4 miles a day. And about 10 years ago, because I was running so much, I was bone on one side on my hip. So I've had a total replacement. So I'm kind of bionic on one side.
Right.
And the other side's going to happen soon. But so I'm a runner. I live about 10 minutes off the key, and I come here every day. Just started my 5th year, basically every day. I don't think I've missed maybe 10 days in 5 years.
Of running
And then doing little shenanigans.
I don't think I've run 8 times in that in that amount of time.
You know, running's a sickness. I speak to a lot of other runners, and once you do it, it's in my blood. I have to do it. I go out, I put my radio on, listen to my kind of music, and I run. And in a little over 3 years now, I've clocked 3,300 miles on Siesta Key.
Wow.
That's a lot. I'm obsessive.
I guess so, yeah. No wonder your photos are everywhere.
Yeah, I'm getting out there. It's kind of creepy. I even come up on a Google search, but when you put yourself out in today's world, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. The more, the merrier.
So you were out running. And
right. So I was out one day a little over 2 years ago, and to amuse myself while I was running, I was probably about mile 3.5, and I saw some tourists out there taking some pictures of the sunsets, which is the thing to do here.
Right.
And I thought, as a joke, let's just jump in front of their camera and see what happens. And the response was actually pretty decent, since it was my first time and I didn't really have my shirts on. There was no branding or anything.
Yeah,
yet.
it was just...
So it was more of a talk thing. I had to tell them what I was doing and why I was doing it, and just trying to pass on some happiness to them. So it caught on, and as days went by, I would show up about 15 minutes before sunset and try to photobomb in the beginning a little bit. And as it caught on, now I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours before sunset, because there's so many people that are approaching me now. But that's a good thing. I love
Right.
that. So I jumped in front of a camera, and it kind of caught on. And as time went on, running several months later, 6 months later, I started getting some really good responses, and I created an Instagram account. And I started getting DMs from people of how cool and, what I'm doing, and how cool I'm stopping and trying to meet people and trying to pass some good vibes on.
Right.
And after a while, it caught on to a point where some magazines and newspapers, particularly Siesta Sand newspaper, Siesta Key paper, caught on, did some nice stories on me. And from there, I kind of took off. I'm at a point now where I'm just shy of posting 6,000 pictures. which
On
I think
Instagram?
on Instagram, and recently I started posting on TikTok, and TikTok has really nice, I just saw the other day, they have a really nice bio on me, and I encourage you to check it out. TikTok,
Wow.
Siesta Photo Bomber. And I'm just shy of 5,000 followers, and my followers are all organic. I don't solicit them aside from the fact of just talking to them when I'm seeing them on the beach or in the village. And I don't really follow anybody as an experiment to see if you really need to follow people on social media to gain followers, because it's all about followers for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm approaching 5,000. As anybody knows, when you have followers on social media, they're going to go up, they're going to go down. Mine have been pretty steady. I Flourish just finished up the spring breakdown here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So-
and I know you've got the QR code.
I have a QR
on the
code.
shirt now.
People
That's
scan
great.
me. And it's gotten to a point now, it's so cool that when I'm walking around the village at night, I really don't go up to people anymore. They're coming up to me. What an honor. I just love that.
That's
And
definitely a shift in branding.
Oh,
when
it
that
is.
happens.
And I do not get paid for what I do. I won't take money. I don't need money. I'm not destitute. I'm just in a good place here and here. And I have people try to slip me tips all the time and try to Venmo some money. And if I'm standing at one of the local pubs or whatever and there's a band, I'll say, take that money you're going to give me and give it to the tip.
Oh,
tip
that's
the bands.
great. I'm sure
And,
those guys love that.
Oh, they do. They do. In fact, speaking of bands, I just started, added to my repertoire, promoting some local bands. So I'm working with 3 bands right now, and I'm trying to get them placed in different places. I work with one in particular, a Cuban infusion band, and just recently got them booked down the road at Blase. They played a couple gigs here. They invited them back for many gigs.
Oh, that's great.
And this weekend, Mother's Day, I got them gigged at Gilligan's.
Oh, what's the name of it?
The name of the band is Combo Fusion. Good friends of mine. It's a foursome, and Congo drums, drummer, guitar, and bass, and they all sing, and they play all kinds of genres.
Very nice.
They play a lot of Santana, and they play some Stones, and they play some Latino, so come on out and dance. And you'll see me there for sure. But yeah, I'm working with them and a couple other bands, trying to get them in different places. Some of the bands, a couple I work with on the Key, have exclusives where they're at. So I'm trying to get them placed in other outside of the
Oh,
Key.
yeah.
Right.
Other areas.
Right. And so it's work. That's a lot of fun. And again, I don't get paid to do it. I'm just I'm at a stage in my life where I just want to pass on some good vibes. I've had some tough times in my life, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I've overcome them, and I'm in a great place, like I said, in my head and my heart. And I'm meeting so many people from around the world. It's amazing. I have contacts now who invited me to their homes in other countries if I go to visit. For
Wow.
instance, Iceland. So speaking of Iceland, I lived there for a year and a half. I was stationed there in the Marines as military police. So one day I'm running, and there's a family of 5, I didn't know it at the time, Icelandics, on the beach, and I went up and I photobombed them. And we got to talking, and I said, I used to live in Iceland, and they live in the main city, which is Reykjavik, and I lived outside of there in Keflavik, and was a military base. And I was blowing their mind with the information I had about, because I lived there for a year and a half. I know
Yeah.
Iceland pretty good. And long story short, after about half hour with them on the beach, they took my name and number, and they said, Larry, if you're ever up in Reykjavik, you've got a place to stay.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
That's cool. And I have some contacts. I know for a fact I have some people following me from many countries. I just ran into a couple last week in the village from Sweden. And believe it or not, they said they saw me on TikTok, and they follow me. So for me to have someone follow me from another part of the world is
Right, that's crazy. Well,
far out.
now it's kind of a thing. When people come to Siesta Key, they want to see you. That's getting a picture with the photo bomber now is a big deal.
How cool is that?
I know. Did
know.
you ever think that would be a thing?
No, it was not. Wasn't even in the back of my mind. And I'm so humbled, and particularly to do things like this. I know. I just feel special. I'm helping people out, And I do run into some angry people. There's some angry people that come
Right.
here.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So have you had issues? What if you had some crazy issue where somebody was like, "Get out of my picture"?
I've had a lot of get the F out of my face, but I had a lot of situations where they're angry when they meet me, but give me 4 or 5 minutes with them, and I'll turn that frown upside down, and they're going to be following me, and that's happened quite often. So the worst that's happened to me in the little over 2 years, I've done 2 things, and this is nothing. So these 2 guys from up north were throwing a football, and I went up to photobomb them, and they weren't interested. They didn't know. They didn't have a clue. And as I ran away, they threw a football at me. So it hit me in the leg. That was like the worst thing.
Well, yeah, if that's the
nothing.
worst thing.
I haven't
that
gotten
happens
clocked
to
in the
you.
face yet or anything. And I had one guy, there was a group getting a picture, and I photobombed him, and he kind of gave me a little kick in the butt. And I was like, okay. I turned around, I looked at him and said, "I'm not your table. That will be the only time you'll ever put your damn foot on me. If you're not interested, I'll go on." And long story short there is we got a picture, and it was really a cool picture. It was a group picture, so it turned out pretty good.
Did he have his foot on you in the picture?
No, I wouldn't. I told him once, and that was it. That's all you get.
Well, I'm sure people do not assume you're a former Marine.
No, and that's okay. And that breaks the ice, too. When I mention that, I always get the thank you for your service, which when I was in, we didn't get that. And when I got out, I'm dating myself now, but it's been a while, we didn't get the respect that we get now. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate when people say that. And, I meet, like I was saying, as far as people meeting from all over the world, I have someone I contacted, I've been many times to Amsterdam. And I have a place to stay there on the canal.
Well,
How cool would that be?
I want to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, well, you can go with me anytime. So I just, I'm really loving what I do. It's so cool.
Well, I think what you do has, and this is why I wanted to have you on the podcast, you add to Siesta Key. You add to who we are, what we are. That is what this community is all about, is everybody that comes together. And I see it working with the Beautification Alliance, with every part of Siesta Key. It's why I love it. We're not like anywhere else. We're not like other islands.
Totally unique. This is it. This is why.
You've been around the world.
Yeah, I have been, and I extensively traveled in Europe and down the Caribbean. And I always said when I made my move to Florida, I always knew I was going to end up in Florida. Mm-hmm. Many years ago, when I got out of the service, I had a little business running Snowbird's cars from up in Philadelphia area to Florida.
Oh, that's
and
unique.
back then, I would drive their car down, and primarily they were going. I had upper clientele, and I would literally drive their vehicle, and they would fly me home, and then they would fly me back 3 months later to pick up their car and drive it back. And primarily, I took them to Miami, between Miami and West Palm. And if they came
you were from New Jersey, right? Or
Philadelphia. Yeah. I grew up, my summers in Atlantic City in Jersey.
Okay.
So,
I knew there was a connection there somehow.
I lost my train of thought on that.
Oh, the cars.
Oh, so back then, if they were going to the West Coast, the big thing was Longboat Key. So I started to get a taste when I brought those cars to the West Coast, and I've always been a sunset guy, not a sunrise guy.
Well, that's a big deal.
Oh, that's a real big deal here.
You have to think about that when you're just So continue.
And it's not an ocean either, so it's totally different from what I grew up on. I grew up on the Atlantic Ocean. But like I said, I'm a sunset guy, and I've never seen such beautiful sunsets. And like I said, I traveled the Caribbean extensively. And the sunsets here, while not 100% of them are spectacular, it's still a Siesta Key sunset.
Right.
And I have a whole catalog of beautiful sunsets. Obviously, I'm out there
every night, yeah.
And
they're so different.
Oh, every night it's different. And I tell people down here, you have to look around. It's the whole sky lights up here.
And
And
you can be blue or orange or pink.
Yeah, just beautiful. It's like a Bob Ross picture every night.
I might need to coin that for the Beautification Alliance.
Who else can knock a picture out in 10 minutes and make it look beautiful?
Right.
Bob Ross. So, that's kind of.
So that's how you picked Siesta Key. And
Yeah, I just
and
my idea was to really be in Fort Lauderdale. I used to go there a lot, and back in the day, the movies of all the fun going on in Fort Lauderdale and all that.
right.
And
Well, yeah, back
back in the day,
yeah,
it was
that was the
yeah.
place to be.
Oh,
yeah.
I know. And then I came to Siesta. I moved here a little over 4 years ago to start at my 5th year, as I mentioned. And I traveled from basically St. Pete down to Fort Myers when I first got here. I was looking for the best beaches. And I narrowed it down to one.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
For a runner, this is an ideal beach. I mean, it's a flat, white, easy sand. It's easy on the knees and the body.
Kind of the perfect amount of beach if you go.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Even on a packed day here, which we get beaches that are packed, thousands and thousands of people. There's still room to run. And the uniqueness of the sand here, where it doesn't get hot, is kind of staggering, because you'll go 5 miles down the road and you don't see a beach like that. It's just kind of unique to Siesta. So
Right.
it's just another plus mark for Siesta.
Right. Well, even go down to Turtle Beach. It doesn't look
It's
like
not
the
the
main
same.
beach.
It's not the
Yeah.
same. It's crazy. So I think that's why it makes it such a great destination. But for me, I literally, by chance, ended up in the best beach in America. And the rest is history.
I think that's how a lot of people end up here. They look around. We did the same thing. We looked around, and we were over on the East Coast for spring break, and we knew we were trying to figure out where we were going to move. Our son was young, and we spent spring break over there. And a week in Jupiter, and I'm like, nope.
Forget about it.
Because we already had a house here, so I was like, nope. Back Siesta Key, that's where we're going.
You can't beat it. You
No.
can't beat it. And when I moved here, I just missed the tail. I wasn't a watcher of that show. I don't even know much about it. The show that they were filming here.
the Siesta Key MTV show.
Yeah. So it was just finished when I got here, so I didn't know about it. But
I didn't either. And people would come up to me and say, "Oh, did you move there because of the show?" I had no idea. I finally Googled it after I had been here.
Yeah, it has a storied history of the financier and all that. But yeah, that's a void that I think I'd like to have filled, or think I have filled. So
Right.
yeah, and I'm working. You mentioned promoting Siesta, and I do promote Siesta every day to whomever will hear and listen to me on it. I'm working with Visit Sarasota County right now
Oh, great.
to try to do something. So when I do my posts on Instagram and TikTok, I always hashtag Visit Sarasota County and Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce. I'm members of the Commerce and all the chambers, local chamber. And I'm just promoting them. So I'm getting some feedback when I see some people on the beach lately, because I do advertising in the papers and magazines. And I'm not saying that people are coming here just because of me, but some people are saying that, oh, you're a big part of of our trip.
It's just part of what makes Siesta Key fun and a vacation destination. And there's always that constant struggle. You don't want to be too busy and crazy, but you do want to have enough things to do to keep you occupied. And we've said a long time, we don't want Siesta Key to look like Fort Lauderdale. We don't want it to be a gazillion condos. We want it to keep this fun stuff and keep people, because you go out into the bars and the restaurants at night, and then if you look on Instagram and you see, people are tagging you, and that's their experience. Especially, oh my God, I'm sure the bridal parties absolutely love you.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So there's a lot of professional photographers here, and certain times a year when a lot of people are getting engaged or married on the beach, there's usually some big parties, and I have photo bombed some weddings, and I've got some negative responses, just get the hell out of here and that kind of thing. But for the most part, it's been a good response. So I have a lot of wedding party pictures that I've become part of their family all of a sudden.
Oh well, that'll make a wedding exciting when the photo bomber comes up and you've got all bright colored shirts.
Yeah, we try to relate and match. But usually they're wearing white for whatever reason. I don't know.
I don't know. Something about weddings.
But I do have one. I was running one day, and there was a wedding, and had just finished. It was when I ran down beach. They were going through the ceremony. When I came back up, they had just finished, and I look over, and the bride is running over towards me with her bouquet in her hand. And she said, "I recognized you, and I saw you during the ceremony. May we please get a picture?" And it turned out of my almost 6,000 pictures, it's one of my favorite pictures.
Oh, really?
Here's a woman on her wedding day, literally minutes after she got married.
Well, you're going to stand out with the all white, and you've got some bright photo bomber shirt on.
Oh, I try to color coordinate. I try to do my shirts and my sneakers just to. It's an eye catcher,
It's entertaining.
Yeah, and as you can tell, I'm very shy, so I try.
I cannot imagine you as a Marine. I don't know how you survived 6 years of that, but.
Oh, I have to tell you. So when I moved here, my old life, I was a major introvert my whole life. I didn't really want to interact with people. I was a stay-at-home dad. I was a realtor for many years. I lived my own life up in Philadelphia. It's a little different atmosphere up there. And 4 years ago, I woke up, and everything changed for me. COVID hit. I was getting ready to go through a divorce. Was selling my house. Was doing it all, and I realized I was ready to live my dream. And my dream was, again, to be in Florida. I wanted to always be on the beach every day and see the sunset and run, and I'm literally living the dream. I go out on my lanai at my home. I'm on the top floor of my building, and eye level out of my lanai are the tops of palm trees, and I live on the pool, so the tops of the palm trees, and then I scroll my eyes down, and there's hundreds of coconuts everywhere.
So I'm not the only one that still, after all these years, wakes up and some days and thinks, I gotta pinch myself. It's not snowing, it's not raining, the sun comes out.
It's just endless summer.
Every day. Yes. Every day.
For me to look out and see coconuts and sit on my lanai and have a cup of 3 or 4 cups of coffee, how cool is that?
I know. I think that's a life a lot of us live.
Oh, I know.
Just appreciating, wow, we're here.
What do we have? I know.
I don't have to go back to Indiana.
No.
I don't have to go home. I don't have to. This stays so bright here.
Oh, I know. I don't miss it. And we get very little rain here, so it's literally the land of endless summer. It's always beautiful. The summers get a little rainy in the afternoon thunderstorms because of the humidity buildup. But
it rains and then it goes away.
Yeah, it's like an 8.5 minute rain and it's done.
Yeah.
It's great. Doctor couldn't have ordered something better than that. And so when I get done running, you mentioned the village. I go into the village after I run every night, and our village is super cool. So if you've never seen Siesta Key or Siesta Key Village, get down here. We have lots of cool tiki bars, literally.
2 villages. I mean, we're standing here at Captain Kurt's.
Right.
This is an amazing campus. They've got, I don't know, how many bars here? I mean, there are
several.
Yeah. Just at the Captain Kurt's Village.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool vibe. And they're literally right across the street from the beach. And this is considered South Beach. And this is a little village, and there's a village at the North Beach, Village. And that's primarily where I do my shenanigans at night. I'm a big music guy, so I go into, again, where else can you go and listen to live music every night?
Right, all up and down.
Every night.
Yeah, Gilligan's has live music, Scob.
Blase, the Hub, it's all over.
Yeah.
The Beach Club, dare I mention that place? We won't go there. But yeah, it's live music everywhere, and it's just, I have so many people who are approaching me now, as I mentioned before, so I don't really need to jump in front of people's cameras. I've gotten so many people who've come up to me and just say, can we get a picture? And I've gotten so backed up on pictures. For instance, our spring break is probably 3 or 4 weeks down here. It's not like up north it's a week and they're done. They just keep coming here like cockroaches for a month.
Well, yeah, it's most of March and A little bit into April.
April, yeah. So it's 4 or 5 weeks long, and in that period of this past spring break, I think I probably have 500 or 600 pictures that I took, and I'm doing at least 100, 150 pictures a week. So I'm so backed up. I'm posting.
So keep an eye on your
keep an eye.
Somebody took a picture.
Keep out. Yep.
Keep an eye.
It'll post.
Uploaded eventually.
So I've gotten to a point with many people who we get a great picture, and I tell them, look, I'm a little backed up. It could be a while. How about we airdrop it? So that's the new thing now. Everybody wants an airdrop.
Well, yeah.
So I can give them the picture instantly. And then they have it, and they're not DMing me 2 weeks later saying, Larry, did you post a picture or what?
Right. Where's my picture?
Yeah. So I kind of cut back on that. I'm trying to keep the maintenance low.
So we have something in common. You were a realtor for 20 years up in Philadelphia.
I was. I worked for Remax for 20 years. Very rewarding. I made some good investments back then, and they paid off over the years, and that's one reason why I'm not in a bad place now financially. But it's a brutal business. As you can attest, it's a brutal business. It's not a part-time business. No. And if you really want to make a living, you can make a great living being a realtor. But you've got to devote a lot of time.
Right.
And there's lots of people out there who when I was selling, who became repeat customers after building a good rapport with them. So I kind of had that thing where I was good with people. But getting back real quick to me being an introvert. So yeah, when I came down here, I literally started a new life. Before I came here, I was a partial vegetarian for 25 years. I was the cook of the house, so we really didn't eat anything but maybe turkey or chicken. No red meat, no pork, nothing like that. So when I started my new life, and I literally mean I started the new life, I was on the road on business in Chattanooga. And I passed a barbecue place when I first moved down here.
Chattanooga barbecue will do that.
They'll do it to you big time, and that was it. And it was like you never forget your first love. I did that, and I've been eating meat almost every night. I had 25 years to catch up on.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And people say, didn't you get sick from that after being a veggie? No. It was actually pretty good. So, yeah, I just put away a rack of ribs last night. So, yeah. I love my meat.
Yeah, that is a lot to catch up on.
But I totally flipped over and, for lack of better words, no longer an introvert, an extrovert. And
it's just been in the last 4 years.
4 years, yeah. Just totally everything flipped. Everything's different.
Isn't it crazy how people can live so many years one way and then they just change? And what is amazing to me is how many of those people I meet that live right here.
I know.
That have made, because a lot of us weren't born here.
I know.
A lot of us.
Most, yeah.
Most of my friends. I have a couple that were born and raised here, but a lot of us, it was a choice to come right here.
Yes.
And that makes for a very interesting group of people.
Oh, it does. And I know people now who either live here full time or are major snowbirds 6 months or longer from all over. I mean, like remote places, Montana, Idaho. When they see me, they'll call me over and say, "You remember me? I'm Idaho Joe," for instance. I'm like, "Of course I know you." I can't remember. I'm lousy with names. I meet so many people.
Right. I wonder how many people you've had photos with. I mean, you've uploaded 6,000, but you've taken...
Oh, probably 8,000 or 10,000. In the beginning, I wasn't doing selfies. It kind of progressed into doing a selfie thing because people are approaching me. In the beginning, it was basically people taking pictures. I was getting them to take the picture on their phone. This was in my infancy. I didn't...
Right. Things progress.
That was difficult because I was getting pictures on their phones and pleading with them to send them to me so I can post them. So very often they weren't sending them. So there could be thousands of pictures out there from the beginning that I never got. I did find out eventually some people were posting them on their Facebook page, their personal pages. So as I said before, oddly enough, I come up on a Google search, but I do post. So what I do is I have so many pictures now that I'll post twice a week. I'll take 20 to 25 pictures and post them. and then I'll make a reel out of those pictures.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a good
what
idea.
I do is I post the reel and the pictures on Instagram, and then I go on my Facebook account and I post the reel on Facebook, and then I post, as I said lately, I've been doing the past 2-3 months on TikTok, and I've had a tremendous response from that.
Was that big of an uptick when you
It
started
was,
going
it was,
TikTok?
and I started promoting.
A lot of the kids, that's where they go.
I know, and their audience is in the millions, and I'm getting such a tremendous response now that I'm getting basically between 8,000 and 15,000 views on each reel that I'm putting on. So
Wow.
that's some good exposure.
That's a lot of exposure,
I know.
yeah.
I'm loving it. And as I said, they have a really nice bio written up about me.
And they wrote it, you didn't write it?
I don't know if they wrote it or it was an AI thing.
Yeah, but you didn't write it.
I did not write it, and I think they drew it from some of the newspaper, magazine articles and whatnot, and it's just so humbling. It was just such I didn't notice until the other day. But, yeah, so I'll do that twice a week. So I'm posting about 50 pictures a week and 2 reels. And, yeah, I'm really leaning toward, I'm not getting away from Instagram because that's where my following is, but I'm really leaning towards the exposure on TikTok because it's incredible. So many people.
So if somebody is having a wedding or have something and do people Instagram DM you? How do they find you? Will you make arrangements to show up at a wedding or?
Oh, sure. I'm real flexible, and I'll do pro bono. I won't charge anything. You can find me on Instagram, on Google, on TikTok. Just Google Siesta Photo Bomber. It'll come right up. Oh, you mentioned Siesta Key Photo Bomber. So there is, no matter what you do in life, there's copycats. So I am not the Siesta Key. Drop the key. You might find that on Instagram.
Most sincere form of flattery.
Yes, imitation. And don't follow that guy.
Oh, so you're the Siesta
Photo Bomber. Yeah,
okay.
I have to correct people sometimes because there are copycats.
I didn't know.
I just want to make sure they get directed towards
the right
me.
person. Well, you have a very unique look, so if somebody clicks on the other guy, they're going to be like,
they're going to go, look at this guy. That Photo Bomber guy's kind of caged looking. No, I have a unique look. I do stand out, and just living.
So
it.
if they're, if somebody's trying to find you, you're out every night in the village. So you run on the beach and then you go into the village and.
Yeah, I'm usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours before sunset, start my run. And I finish my run up, if you know the area, up on the north end of the beach, which is a Patriots Pier, which they do a veteran ceremony every night and draw taps and lower the flag and whatnot. I end up there. And I'll walk a little further sometimes into the public beach and private beach past that and get a lot of groups up there. And then from there, I'll go into the village, and I'll be in the village for a couple of hours. And out of about a 4-hour night, I'll probably get an average of 30 to 50 pictures, which is kind of cool.
That is. So I woke you up early.
Yeah, but it was well worth it. I'm not a morning guy. I'm kind of an afternoon, evening guy. But one thing that bothers me that I can't see is because I'm a night guy. When I come over the bridge in the morning, either bridge, the color of the water is spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't get to see that.
Amazing since the hurricane.
I know. It's that aqua clear.
Oh, it's been a beautiful, perfect. I don't know what is going on that makes it look so much better.
I don't know, but I love it
this year, but it's just been stunning.
It's just amazing, and it's so Caribbean-like. And but when I come later in the day, because of where the sun is focused, the water looks dark. I don't get to see that pretty view of water.
So get up
but I do see dolphin every day, and that's another great thing about Siesta Key is the marine life out here is amazing.
Right.
Yeah, we even had a lifeguard. I can't validate it if it's true, but we had a lifeguard who supposedly took a picture of an alligator in front of his lifeguard stand in the Gulf of Mexico here about 2 months ago.
What?
Yeah. And supposedly it's legit. It could happen.
How?
I
Alligators are
don't know. There might have been a storm that
fresh
night.
water. I don't know what.
Someone scared the hell out of it, and it got out of where it was and came into the Gulf.
Wow.
But I can't validate. I saw a picture of it. It looks real as hell. I'm telling you, it looks real.
Well, I mean, AI, you can do a lot with AI these days.
That's true. That's true.
I would be interested in seeing that. We'll have to follow up on that piece.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, Larry, thank you very much for coming on. We'll have to make sure that we'll do some photo bombing, and you'll have to tag us in it.
Absolutely.
And I would love to see those. We'll have to get a photo bomb picture from today.
Absolutely.
So, but just to find you, it is the Siesta Photo Bomber on
Siesta
Instagram.
Photo Bomber, Google, Instagram. It'll just pop right up. Before you even get the bomber, it'll pop up, and you'll see my famous silhouette.
Right. We need to do a famous.
We're going to do one right now while we have the
right
mics in
now.
our hand.
Yes.
Oh, let's live dangerously. Let's do it live.
Yes.
Here we go. Big smile. Say beach. Oh, that's a keeper. I know. I don't even have to see it. I know it's a keeper. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at us. We look great. Well, thanks again, Larry. I appreciate you coming
Thank
on.
you so much for having me. I love it. Take care. Peace.
The following segment is brought to you by Beach Bazaar, located in the heart of Siesta Village. Everything for the beach, and we do mean everything. And by FAM Development, the area's best in custom-built homes. Start living your dream on and around Siesta Key.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Siesta Sand Live. What do you think of Larry? Isn't he great? The Siesta Photo Bomber is great. He really adds extra flavor to the island. Make sure to check him out, follow him, like his stuff. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, he's all over the place. Speaking of, don't forget us. We're on the same. Facebook, Instagram, Siesta Sand Live is on YouTube, or you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify. Couple little check-ins. So the Siesta Key Beautification Alliance, we are working very diligently. We have so much support for this project. I'm really excited to see what happens. There's such a collaboration right now with all the players involved on Siesta Key. I think we're going to see some great things happening here on the island. Also wanted to touch on the Siesta Key Association. Google it. That's one of the, it's been around since the 40s. Check it out. We have meetings once a month, the second Thursday of every month at the Siesta Key Chapel. Great place to listen in and find out what's going on. It's only $35 a year to join, so make sure you join. And if you have any questions, always reach out to me. Siesta Key Natalie on Instagram, Natalie Gutwein on Facebook, or natalie.gutwein at sotheby'srealty.com. So stay sunny, Siesta.
The final segment is brought to you by the law offices of Eric Fleming, specializing in real estate closings. Mr. Fleming is also the current president of the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce. And by Gilligan's Island Bar and Grill. Experience the heartbeat of the Siesta Village's dining and social scene. Siesta Sand Live is broadcast from Captain Kurt's Village. It's Siesta Key's home to great food, great drinks, great music, and great times. Look for the giant American flag.